Fox News Talk. Tom Shalhoub and Andy Levy, and Anthony Cumia is in the studio. Let's go right to Andrea in Salt Lake City, who... Andrea, are you preparing to carry?
Yeah, I've got the permit not that long ago, and then I was just really busy, and I already have a 1911, very nice piece, but unless I'm going snowboarding, not really a concealable setup, so...
You got to carry when you snowboard, right?
You never know.
You might need to. You never know. But, yeah, it was just... it was something that was available to me, and actually after the Virginia Tech shootings in 2007... the Utah State Legislature passed a law saying that publicly funded universities can't prevent concealed carry permit holders from carrying on campus. So, kind of time to take advantage of that. Why not, right?
It's interesting that, after we were talking about after a shooting, you got, people trying to pass legislation, but most of it is of the left-wing variety, trying to put restrictions on guns. But here they are in Salt Lake City, or in Utah rather, the legislature passes a law making it easier for people to protect themselves.
Do you think grades go up when the professors know that the students might be carrying?
I don't know how to differentiate that from the current grade inflation. I don't know, Andy.
All right.
I don't understand the gun-free zones at all. I especially when they're advertised as gun-free zones. No guns allowed. We're gun-free zone here. Because, it's so simple that it's just become hacky stand-up routine about you're just saying, hey, I can't go in there with my gun to commit this crime. Like, the people that want to do harm are not going to pay attention to those signs. And then you're leaving everybody open to be victims because now they can't protect themselves.
Yes, that's it. But Andrea, is it easier in Utah? I would assume you got some, it's a lot easier to get a gun in Utah than it is in New York.
Oh, absolutely. To get a gun, the concealed carry permit's a little weird, though. You have to take a class, and I'm a giant cheapskate, so I just got a Florida permit instead. It still works.
Yeah, they have some reciprocity between Florida and a few other states.
So you can flash the Florida thing in Utah.
And then you're fine.
I've never even been to Florida, but, because I have paperwork showing that I was in the military, then that qualifies me, and just mail it in, and there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a PA license also that gives me a few states that I could go to. But New York doesn't reciprocate with anybody, and no one reciprocates with New York.
Right.
So if I want to leave New York and drive through Jersey to go to PA, where I'm legal, I have to go through this rigmarole of locking the gun up in the trunk of my car, in another separate lockbox from the ammunition, and not stopping for anything but an emergency while you're in that state.
So you can't even... the whole point of... You need to stop at a Roy Rogers.
Yeah, you can't even... Technically, you're not even allowed to stop at a rest stop on the highway in between point A and point B, where you're legally allowed to carry in a state where you can't carry. Wow. Craziness.
Yeah, and then you can... Well, you never know. The thing is... It's like you don't want to stop, and then you remember what happened in the
Stuckies in Texas. That was a bad one.
Exactly. You got to be careful. All right, folks. This is Fox News Talk with Tom Shalhoub and Andy Levy. When we come back, we're going to still have Anthony with us. And
the entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible. And today, the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
People you know. News you want. This is your connection to an ever-changing world. Fair and balanced. Fox News Talk.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lisa Lisiana. Prayers at second base as the congressional baseball game. The position Congressman Steve Scalise would be playing. The Majority Whip had a third surgery today after being shot yesterday. He remains in critical condition.
His condition has been described as complicated because Scalise needs operations to repair bone damage from the bullet that entered near his right hip. But the bullet also did damage to his internal organs, and those conditions must be addressed first because there's been a lot of internal bleeding that has required multiple blood transfusions.
Fox's Peter Ducey at Nationals Park. Vice President Pence hiring outside counsel as the Russia probe widens.
Mike Pence, the vice president, hiring Richard Cullen from a pretty big firm here, McGuire Woods, to be his outside counsel. That process took several weeks to wrap up. This will not involve the use of taxpayer money.
Fox's Kevin Corke at the White House. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense.
Winston Churchill's immortal words stirred an entire country in the face of certain defeat. Today, these words give each of us the courage to reach for our own victories.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never.
Commitment. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
I'm Ashley Dvorkin with your Fox Celebrity Profile. Audiences will see what happens with Lucifer's latest devilish plan as the season 2 finale tonight is set to bring a conclusion. Star Tom Ellis says will also raise plenty of questions for next time.
It leaves us with this kind of cliffhanger at the end of the season where Lucifer hasn't maybe shifted from where he wanted to be as much as he thought he had.
The show has been renewed for a season 3, so there are sure to be many more will they or won't they moments between lead characters Lucifer and Chloe.
There's something lovely about Lucifer and Chloe's relationship in that they can be most themselves with each other than with anybody else. And they're very disarming of each other as characters.
Another staple of the show since it started, his Lucifer stare to get people to share their inner desires. So how did he perfect this signature move?
I just thought if I look intently into one person's eye and wear enough eyeliner, it'll look intense.
Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Wildfires burn millions of acres across the country each year. And each year, wildland firefighters battle to contain them. But they can't do it alone. For some communities, it's not a question of if wildfires strike, but when. And a single ember can travel more than 1 mile. As it twists and turns and floats through the air, that single ember can find its way to where you live and can ignite and destroy your home or your community. That single ember can be just as dangerous as the wildfire itself. You can't control where the ember will land, but you can control what happens when it does. You can take action now to prepare your home and your community for wildfire. Get fire adapted. Learn what you can do now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. Prepare, protect, prevail. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
Hey, parents of children with asthma, here's the Breathe Easies with another one of your favorite hits.
Don't smoke in the house. Don't smoke in the house. Don't smoke around the kids in the house. Don't smoke in the car. Don't smoke in the house. Don't break my heart with your secondhand smoke in the kids. It can trigger the asthma.
Preventing asthma attacks can be as simple as making your home and car smoke-free zones. For more Breathe Easy tips to help stop asthma attacks, go to noattacks.org. Up next, well, what do you know? The Breathe Easies with another hit song, Vacuum Up the Floor.
Vacuum up the floor. Vacuum up the floor. Yeah. Vacuum up the floor. The asthma trigger is no more. You gotta vacuum up the furniture and vacuum in the cracks because the dander and the dust can give kids asthma attacks.
Simple steps can help your kids breathe easier. Vacuum up the floor to keep your house free of dust, dander, and dust mites. For more Breathe Easy tips to help stop asthma attacks, go to noattacks.org. Brought to you by the EPA and the Ad Council.
Fox News Talk, Tom Shalhoub and Andy Levy and Anthony Cumia is with us. Anthony, I got to play some sound for you because after the shooting, and where was it? Where was the shooting, Andy? I'm trying to think of the.
Come on, man.
I'm confused.
I believe it was Virginia.
Virginia. I was in. The thing is, I was down in Virginia, so I was about to say the shooting in Virginia, and I was like, wait a minute. I was I think I'm thinking of the wrong place. I was down in Virginia. I was doing 700 Club. Did you ever do it, Anthony?
Right. No, I've never been invited.
Really?
To the 700 Club. I've seen it on television.
So odd.
Yeah.
It's you'd love it. They're so nice down there.
I bet.
And but it was interesting because you have the people, you know, people jumping to politics. Okay, and 700 Club, they're very political. You know, they're conservatives. They're part of the religious
Really?
right. But what happened?